good hand movement. He can fight. He's a counter puncher. He's a boxer counter puncher. And I can tell. I can see why he. You know, I think with myself. And if I think that if we didn't bump arms, and I got like my arm is killing me actually, my left arm. I think if we didn't bump arms, I really could have pressed the attack later in the fight and got the stoppage. Do you remember?
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the man known as Money, retired Hall of Famer, iconic 5-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, the man known as Money, 50-0, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. He weighs in, obviously, on the upcoming Mega Undisputed Showdown that's coming up this Saturday with a rival of his, a guy he fought in his absolute late stages of his career. And this gentleman was coming into his prime in 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now the unified super middleweight world champion, who holds the WBC, the WBO, WBA, and Ring Magazine super middleweight title, and is going into a mega undisputed showdown. Canelo Alvarez is 56 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 38 big wins by way of knockout, 31 years of age, standing 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. Okay, that one blemish on his record, as far as the loss goes, came at the hands of Floyd Mayweather back in September of 2013. And Floyd Mayweather, he hurt his elbow in that fight, okay? They came together, they had a clash, he hurt his elbow. And so Floyd Mayweather is saying he's not shocked that Olympic gold medalist, former pound-for-pound king, undefeated retired Hall of Famer, iconic superstar boxer, Andre S.O.G. Ward, is saying that Canelo Alvarez upcoming opponent, undefeated IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer Caleb Sweethand Plant, who is 21 wins, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout. Caleb Plant is 29 years of age, stands at 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. So he has a 4-inch height advantage over Canelo Alvarez, and he has a 4-inch arm reach advantage over Canelo Alvarez, and he's just naturally the bigger guy. Andre Ward says that Caleb Plant can get the stoppage victory. He says that he don't see it going the distance, and he picked Caleb Plant to win by stoppage. So Floyd Mayweather, who's 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach and a natural welterweight, even some would say a natural junior welterweight, 140-pounder, who came up to fight Canelo Alvarez, who's not as big as Canelo Alvarez. He's saying that he could have got the stoppage victory over Canelo Alvarez. He was getting ready to start pressing the fight. He said that Canelo Alvarez is very slick. As I told you guys before, Floyd Mayweather, he stated that Canelo Alvarez is very slick. He's a counterpuncher, okay? He puts his combinations together very well, but he has slow feet. Now, Floyd Mayweather didn't say he has slow feet. I'm saying he has slow feet. He bends at the hips very well. He slips punches very well. He has fast hands and put his combination together very well. And most importantly, he has a very high ring IQ, okay? But Floyd Mayweather saying he could have got the stoppage. Now, Floyd Mayweather is not viewed as a big puncher, as Caleb Plant is not viewed as a big puncher, okay? In 21 fights, Caleb Plant only has 12 knockouts, okay? And so people are pointing to the fact that Caleb Plant just doesn't seem to be a power puncher. But Caleb Plant, when he fought what was perceived to be the boogeyman at one point in time in the division, in Jose Uzcategui, who is a big puncher as well, at the time, Uzcategui was 28 wins, 2 losses, but Uzcategui had big knockout power, okay? Uzcategui, at that time, he had 23 knockouts, okay, in 28 fights. So he was viewed as a big knockout artist, okay? And so Caleb Plant, in a surprise, he was the underdog in this fight. He's a slick boxer, who's very versatile. He's a mover in the ring. He's a thinker in the ring. He's a pure boxer. And to many people's surprise, he was the underdog. He dropped Uzcategui twice. If anybody was to get dropped in the fight, everybody expected it to be Caleb Plant hitting the deck twice, not Uzcategui, okay? If you thought Caleb Plant was going to win the fight, as he did, outboxing Uzcategui, but you didn't think that he was going to have the ability to drop Uzcategui, and yet he did, okay? So you cannot be surprised by, what Caleb Plant brings to the table, because Uzcategui is a big super middleweight, okay? It's 6'2" with a 76.5-inch arm reach, okay? He's a very big, strong, strapping middleweight, okay? He's now 31 wins, 4 losses, 26 wins by way of knockout, okay? So he only had 5 fights in his career that went the distance. He knocked everybody out in all his wins except one, and the other ones he lost. Okay, so Uzcategui is a very big puncher, and he's a very big super middleweight. Okay, he's bigger than Caleb Plant. Here we have a situation where Caleb Plant is the bigger guy. Okay, and Floyd Mayweather saying, Canelo Alvarez is vulnerable to getting stopped. He can get stopped. You can stop Canelo Alvarez. Okay, he's not invincible. Okay, me personally, I'll be surprised to see Canelo Alvarez get stopped by Caleb Plant, simply because, Caleb Plant is going to have to stay disciplined for 12 rounds. I could see him outboxing Canelo Alvarez for 12 rounds. Now, I'm not falling in the trap of what took place between Caleb Plant and Uzcategui, but I'm just hard pressed to see him getting a stoppage victory, because you got to stay very cautious. You have to stay very disciplined. You have to stay very, locked into the game plan when it comes to, defeating Canelo Alvarez. Okay, you have to stay, very cool, calm, and collective. Okay, as Floyd Mayweather did. Floyd Mayweather was disciplined on defense. He was disciplined on offense. He picked his shots, he picked his punches, and then he started to break Canelo Alvarez down. And you can actually start to see. You can start to see the wear and tear on Canelo Alvarez in the fight, okay? You can start to see where Canelo Alvarez was starting to weather, okay? You can start to see where he was starting to fade in the fight. He was starting to get frustrated in the fight. He was taking big, clean punches. And like Floyd Mayweather said, he hurt his elbow in the fight. His elbow was bothering him badly in the fight, and he had to get treatment after the fight. So you can clearly see Floyd Mayweather, he felt as if he could have got this stoppage victory. And Floyd Mayweather's a guy who's not viewed as a big puncher either, especially moving up in the weight in the manner he did. Okay, so for Floyd Mayweather to feel like he could have got the stoppage and Caleb Plant is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, he feels like Caleb Plant could get the stoppage. But obviously, Floyd Mayweather, he always warns. Canelo Alvarez is very tricky. He's very slick. He's very he's a very risky fight, and he has a very high ring IQ. So. Getting under those lights and actually performing and following out the game plan is a whole different story. Now, Floyd Mayweather, by that time, like he stated in a previous interview, Floyd Mayweather, he stated, my experience, is what saw me be victorious along with my skill set, okay? Because, he still was able to move around the ring like he wanted to. He still was able to pick his punches when like he wanted to. And he was able to dictate the pace of the fight, okay? And that was experience, being able to stay cool, calm, and collective, because like I said, Caleb Plant is going to have to weather some storms, because this is not going to be a situation for Caleb Plant where he comes out and immediately, he's just dominating the fight from rounds 1 through 12 like Floyd Mayweather did, without there being some storms to be weathered, okay? Because in the fight with Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, there were some storms to be weathered. Floyd Mayweather, he had some flurries that Canelo Alvarez was just barely missing. There was some, times where Floyd Mayweather was trapped in the corner, and he countered Canelo out the corner. He slipped the punches in the corner. He weathered those moments, because Canelo Alvarez is very, very smart. So he's going to put you in a position where he can be successful. Understand? So with that said, he's going to put himself in position against Caleb Plant. If he was able to do so against Floyd Mayweather, he was able to do so at times with Erislan De Lara. He was able to do so with Triple G. He's going to be able to do so with Caleb Plant. Those are the moments that Caleb Plant has to weather the storm if he is going to be victorious and get an upset, because this is for sure going to be considered an upset. Now, if you're a hardcore boxing fan, you understand the skill set that Caleb Plant has that can offset Canelo Alvarez. But yet and still, Canelo Alvarez is still going to be the favorite. Hard to bet against Canelo Alvarez with all his experience and all the big fights and everything he's accomplished within the sport of boxing, and only having that loss. Now, I personally thought he lost to Erislandy Lara as well, but again, experience played a major part. In the second half of the fight, Erislandy Lara did a little too much movement, and that proved to be work against him as far as the judges viewed it. Okay, he did a little too much movement in the second half of the fight, and experience showed where he could have sat down on his punches and outboxed Canelo Alvarez right in the middle of the ring. He chose to utilize the ring, and the judges didn't favor that. Okay, but I personally thought that Erislandy Lara won that fight. Then you look at the Triple G fights. There's people that thought Triple G won both fights. I personally thought that Canelo Alvarez won both fights. But there's people that feel like Triple G won both of those fights. Okay, so he could arguably have 4 losses. Nonetheless, he's been in all of these fights. The only fight that he was dominating in was the Floyd Mayweather fight. And he was somewhat semi-dominated by Erislandy Lara. But again, that second half of the fight proved to be the difference. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But Floyd Mayweather, he believes he would have got the stoppage victory, and he believes that, you know, Caleb Plant ultimately could get the stoppage victory as well. Just listen to what Floyd Mayweather had to say once again as far as getting the stoppage.
I think that if we didn't bump arms, and I got like my left arm out, didn't bump arms, I really could have pressed the attack later in the fight and got the stoppage. Do you remember?
So you see, he feel like he could have got the stoppage as well. So he's agreeing that Caleb Plant can definitely get a stoppage. But that's all I got for you. Let's see how this plays out and unfolds. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.